moving forward. So let's turn our attention, Greg, to defense.
Yes.
They lose, I believe. I think they're replacing 8 starters. They lose athletes at the defensive tackle position. They lose athletes at the linebacker position. They lost all 4 starters from their secondary. They have a lot of interesting defensive players who enrolled in January. So, what do you think Brent Pry and his defensive coaches will be doing in this game? It'll primarily be 1s versus 2s for the fan base. So that means, the first team players that play will be in blue, and the backups or the second team guys or the guys that are trying to move up the depth chart, they're going to be in white. They usually have done it this way under James. So how do you think how will we see the defensive players deployed?
Yeah, it's an interesting discussion point because you look at safety, you look at linebacker, and there's a lot of options for Penn State when they decide to put who on which team. I mean, Nick Scott and Garrett Taylor, you would suspect go on the ones team, but what do they do at linebacker? Cole Farmer, Cam Brown, But after that, is it Micah Parsons? Is it Jan Johnson? Is it Jake Cooper? Is it Ellis Brooks? Is it somebody else? Does Braylon Fajon Walden and Braylon Franklin, 2 guys that are redshirt freshmen, are they even doing much this spring? We just don't know. So they have a lot to figure out there, and the same thing on the defensive line too. How do you split your ends and your tackles up, and where is the tackle development at depth-wise? I think that if Brent Pry is able to speak after the game, he's going to have a lot of ideas about what to do with this defense because it's a blank canvas at this point. And I don't know about you, but it feels like there's not as many answers as maybe there were at this time in previous springs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see, obviously, Micah Parsons. I'm looking forward to see another January enrollee, Jesse Lucade at linebacker. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Ellis Brooks kind of move. I think he is a guy they're definitely looking at middle linebacker. And my guess would be, Greg, I don't think you see Koa Farmer play a lot in this game. I think they're trying to protect him. They want him healthy for the fall. I think you will see Cam Brown. You probably should, if they're healthy, Jake Cooper and Jan Johnson. And it could be, there's been blue and white games where you see guys trade jerseys. So they'll wear blue jerseys for one series and then they'll switch it over and they'll be on the white side. I don't think you can give enough reps to the younger players. So I think the fan base is really anxious to see Micah play. There's years where we've kind of I remember when Trace McSorley was coming off his first year there, and I think he had mono or something. He didn't play in the blue-white game. I really want to see Micah kind of run around. The fans, I think they know you can't hit the quarterbacks, but just see how he can cover, see how he kind of diagnoses plays. Ellis Brooks too. I think a lot of the eyes will be on the linebacker core, and they should be because, as James Franklin told us a couple of days ago, he doesn't have any answers really right now at middle linebacker, and this is a place, linebacker U, where they've never really had that issue. Even when James was here with Mike Hull and Kabinda, this is really kind of uncharted territory. So I think it's going to be a fascinating spring game, but also a fascinating August.
Yes, I agree with that.